What's up, y'all? Welcome to En Pointe, the mindset podcast for dancers, artists, athletes, and creatives. I'm your host, Latte. You know we up in this thing. We're back with another episode. Today's episode is honestly a big ass advice column. So I had all of you guys send in your best advice for dancers, artists, creatives. So I'll be sharing these and giving up some of my own advice as well. So I figure, we all have something that we can learn from each other. We all have different experiences to draw upon. So I thought this would be a great way to share everything. Before we get started, I want to give a major shout out. You guys know I'm rocking with Slate Milk now. I'm an ambassador, okay, period. Slate Milk for all of my protein needs. I'm trying to stay up on my 130 grams of protein every single day. Yeah, and it makes it real easy when it comes in a convenient can that's sustainable, baby. Let's just throw that in there right now. I'm not littering up the world. 20 grams of protein, 100 calories, 0 sugar. It checks off all of my protein needs, swear. And clean ingredients, sustainable, like I said, and checkable. I'm heading to class right after this. So, I got my French vanilla one already to go. If you guys want to try it out, you guys can use my code for 10% off. So you head over to slatemilk.com, use code latte at checkout if you want to try it out. They have some really awesome flavors. My favorite flavor is French vanilla. Okay. But yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into it, and we'll get started with the first advice that I got. So this is from Cora. Shout out Cora. Thank you. She said, trends come and go, but technique never dies. I heavily agree, because especially in nowadays, like we've got TikTok and Reels and all of these like trending things that people want to hop on. And you can tell a trained dancer from a TikTok or an IG dancer just straight away. I do think it's important to know the trends, because obviously they're trends for a reason. You got to stick with the times. You can't just be resistant to the world around us. But it's so important to have that foundation and that technique backing it, because it shows. If you get a bunch of TikTok dancers in a room with an actual choreographer, they're going to crumble, baby. Okay. They're used to this square box that they have to stay in, and you got to travel, you got to use technique, you got to spot, spatial awareness, all of that. And it really does come with technique. So thank you, Cora. I agree with you, girl. Monet says, figure out your why early and make sure it's strong. It'll keep you from quitting later on. You guys know how I feel about having a why. It's going to keep you going. Like, things are going to start to get really tough on your journey. Whatever your journey may be, it's going to get tough. It's never just easy, okay? And if you're going after something for the wrong reasons, if you're going after something and you're not sure why, if you're going after something and it's something that isn't true to what you stand by, it's going to be really easy to wake up and just be like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to class. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go collab. I don't want to choreograph, none of that, because the goal is not resonating with you, because it's not something you truly want to do. So it's really important to find and establish that why you're doing something, so that when times get rough, because they will get rough, and you wake up and you're just lacking that motivation to do whatever it is you need to do, gym, class, choreo, freestyle, technique, whatever, you can talk to yourself and be like, no, we want to do this for this reason. It's very important to me. I know the side of me that, wants to lay in bed right now is important, but the side of me that wants this because of this is even more important. So establish your why. Write it. I have mine written on my mirror. That's serious. Okay. It's on my phone. It's in my phone notes. Okay. So make sure you establish that and you remind yourself every single day. Every single day. That's going to be your self-made motivation, because you guys already know motivation's fake. It's not real. Okay. Good. Thank you, Monet. So B says, give yourself grace through it all. Life, dance, all of it. Oh my God. Yes. Because we get so stuck in just pushing and pushing and pushing towards the goal. And you're going to have your days. You're going to have your days where you give up. You're going to have your days where you stumble and fall. You're going to have your days where you're not perfect. You're going to have your days where you're on point, and that's great and everything's cute and glorious. But you're going to have your days where everything's just falling apart, and you have to understand that you are human. You are not superhuman. And that's okay. It's totally fine to have those days. Those days are so important too. And it's a great practice to give yourself that grace. When you give yourself that grace, then you understand how to give other people grace too. It's important to give other people grace too. We're all humans. We're all experiencing this, life every single day. And so you just, even out, like B says, outside of dance, inside of dance, your parents, give your parents grace, give your siblings, your teachers, give your boss grace. Like, I know it's hard to give your boss grace. Give them grace. Someone who's taking too long in front of you at the grocery store, just give people grace. You don't know what people are going through. You're also going through a lot. Capitalism is going on right now. It's hard for everybody. So just make sure you practice that for yourself and for others. Thank you, B. Duchess of Neptune says, play music and allow your body to lead you. No choreography. Get comfy with yourself and your body first. Oh, I love this. When I first started getting back into dancing in what was that, you guys? 2015? I can't remember. It's just like a rhythm thing. For me personally, it's a rhythm thing. Like, we take all these freaking classes. We don't have no rhythm. We can't just dance and experience the music and find our own musicality and find what kind of things look good on us, or what kind of things feel good on us, rather. Not even look good, just feel good. What kind of movements do we like to do? You know what I'm saying? How we like to express ourselves. We just hop into these classes and just try to copy paste everything that we're learning. And it's so important to just have a relationship with the music, have a relationship with what moves you, have a relationship with your own movement. I feel like as I get older, I understand this just more and more and more. Like, forget trying to just, like I said, copy and paste. Before choreography, find your own pocket, find your own movement, find your own rhythm and your flow. So just turn on music. Don't put no cameras on and just dance. Don't worry about freestyling. Don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about anything. Worry about what it feels like. Worry about what it feels like. I like that one. Thank you, Duchess of Neptune. Seji says, be a dancer first before being a choreographer. And I think this relates to the last piece of advice that we got from the Duchess. This is so important. I think, so I'm going to speak as a choreographer. As a choreographer, it's not easy. It's not. We put a lot of thought and we put a lot of time into movement, or at least I do. And I know a lot of other people do too. And like I said, you need to have that strong relationship with what makes your movement you. You can't just come up with stuff that doesn't resonate with you. You can't just come up with stuff that, you could do whatever you want. I don't care. But it's so much more authentic and true to yourself as an artist, because when you're a choreographer, that's what you are. You're an artist. When you have that relationship with your movement and the type of rhythms and flows and textures that you like to create, and the pictures that you like to create, and the stories that you like to tell, before you just string stuff together. And I think that requires you dancing first. I think that requires you moving first and being a mover first before you just jump in and choreograph. And this is talking about choreography. This is not even talking about teaching. That's a separate thing on its own thing. I'm talking about the art of choreography. You should have your choreography is a language, you know what I mean? And you got to be able to practice those sentences and those words first before putting things together. It's like painting. You have to know how to use a paintbrush. You need to know how to blend colors together so you can create a huge picture. And I think choreography is the same way. There's a lot of people that teach and choreograph now. That's fine. That's their journey. But for me personally, I do agree with Saji. Like, I know that as I've become a better dancer, I also have become a better choreographer. And I've noticed, like, back in the day when I was dancing, this is like pre-COVID. I'm talking about pre-COVID dancing was a different just era of my life. And it translated into the choreography that I was doing. And then now post COVID and post like refinding my like groove and like who I am as a coach and a choreographer and like a dancer and what I'm like striving for, like my choreography has changed so much. It's still me. It's definitely still me. Like I'm thinking of like my contemporary, like for sure. Like my contemporary is still me, but it's like evolved so much. Yeah, so I think it's really important, like if you're working on the craft of choreography, to practice just dancing first and creating that language with yourself and your body before creating the choreography and placing it on other bodies. So yeah, I agree with Saji. Daniel, shout out Daniel. This is Aaron's friend Daniel. Hi Daniel. Daniel says, sometimes trying isn't good enough. You just have to fucking do it. Oh man, you guys already know how I am about this kind of stuff. Listen, I'm all for like positive reinforcement, feel like go with what you feel, like all of that, right? But I'm also like very tough love, get it done type of biatch, okay? Like sometimes you're not gonna feel like going to the gym. You're not gonna feel like going to the class. That was me all week. I didn't feel like doing shit. We had a short week. We had a holiday this week. I just wanted to chill and keep it going. No, baby, we got goals. Get up, get it done. You can't try. You got to just do it. Also, I want to say that when you put that in your head, like, I'm just going to try to go to class, it leaves room for you to dick around. Or like, if you're like, I'm going to try to work with the camera this week. I'm going to try to audition more. I'm going to try to network. When you say try, it's like diet bullshit. Like it's diet bullshit. And I really want you to understand that. Take the tryout. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to the class. I'm going to network. I'm going to audition. Put that pressure on yourself. You can take a little bit more pressure than you think that you can. And then here's where you practice grace. If go full ass, attempt the do, okay? If you fall short, you tried your best and give yourself grace. Okay? But if you say try, I'm going to try. It just leave that gray area. Take that gray area out. Get that gray area out of my face. Okay? You got to go full ass. So I agree with Daniel. Daniel, thank you. That was a great one. You cannot try. You just got to fucking do it. Period. Trisha says, know your why. Look, if another person is telling you to know your why, just like go ahead and get a piece of paper out, your little notebook that we use, write that down, write your why down, highlight it, and then like keep it in your pocket or something. Put it up on your wall, okay? The second person is telling you to know your why. So important, okay? So thanks, Trisha. Heather says, put your phone down sometimes. I like this one. And I think when we had Cece on the show, she was talking about it's about being present. And not even just dance class. This is just all the time, you know, and I have to regulate myself. Sometimes I catch myself scrolling or, you know, I was doing so good off of TikTok and I relapsed. I don't know. I think it was the holiday. I just blame everything on the holiday. But there's this like a type of like presence that we just don't get anymore. I sound like an old head because we're always on that damn phone. And I really do think it's so important. Like I'm such a hypocrite because when I have kids, I always say my kids are getting no screen time. Sorry. Like it just is what it is. Go touch some grass. But like also I need to apply that to myself. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you don't think your phone makes a huge difference on your mood, wow. Like I would love to, I'm going to do some digging on the studies of, you know, messing with your phone all day and like what it's doing to your dopamine receptors and your eyes and all of that. But Yeah, get off your phone, be present. I've been doing the 6 things you can see, the 5 things you can hear, or the 4 things you can touch, the 3 things you can smell, or whatever, all your senses. And just like checking in with like my surrounding, like look at something new. Like sometimes I'll be on a walk and I'm like, what's something that we haven't looked at before? Like just stimulate your brain in those kind of ways. Like the phone can't be good for you. You know what I mean? So thank you, Heather. That was a beautiful one. Heather actually had some more advices for us. So advices. She says, the potential you see in others is a reflection of your own. Oh, I like this one too, because I know, guys, I know when we look around, we see other people and we're like, damn, they're so good. Oh, why can't I just be like that? Why can't this? Oh, look at them. They make it look so easy, this and that. I got it. I know how it is. But you have to understand, like, everybody's different. And I always make fun of my sister for saying this, but it's so fucking true. Everyone's different, guys. Everyone is different. Everyone has their own superpowers. So what's yours? You know what I mean? And if you go way back to like episode 2, I think I do this exercise with you guys where ask your friend, what's like the first thing you notice about my dancing? And they're going to tell you, oh, dude, you're sharp, you're clean, and you're bold. Like, do you know, hey friend, give me like 3 words to describe me as a dancer, as an artist, as a choreographer. Boom, boom, boom. That's your special power. Nobody else has that combination but you. Nobody else does. And when you're able to look at somebody else and be like, damn, they're so good at this. They would be so good if they just did this, this, and this. It is true. We're all just mirrors of each other. So when you look at somebody like that, that's how you feel about yourself. And that's some deep shadow work shit. Because if you're looking at people and you're like, this, and this, girl, like you got shit to say. What are you saying to yourself? Don't say that to yourself. Easier said than done. I already know. I got it. I know. I feel it too. And there's days when I'm like more receptive to it than others. Yes, we're all a work in progress, right? But that is another one that you either want to write on your mirror or on your hand, something like that, to remind yourself. Because the more that you're putting these reminders in your head, the more it's going to become automatic. That's how affirmations work, right? Didn't we talk about that a couple episodes again? It's a automatic thing, but it doesn't come automatic. You need to tell yourself what you see in others is a reflection of what you see in yourself. So thank you, Heather. Heather had another one for us. Girl, you was on fire. She said, do not skip your warm-ups. In fact, do a warm-up before your collective class warm-up. Yo, I can't even tell you how real this was. And we've talked about this before. You have to warm up before class. I know that the teacher warms us up, but I'm going to let you know right now, as someone who has injuries that I'm working with, I sit for work in really fucked up positions, cocking my head all day, working on y'all's teeth. The warm-up's crucial, literally crucial. Core. You need to hit the core. You need to warm up the spine. You need to warm up the hips. I'll take class. I've taken class like yesterday and I was like, just jumped in. I was running late. You know how it is. I was running late and I was like, I'll just warm up. I know she warms us up good, right? Yes, she did. Did a great job. She did her job, right? And I didn't perform bad, but shit was hurting. And I know my range. I know my range of mobility in my hip, my right hip. So when I'm doing stuff, yeah, sure, you might be able to not tell, right? I hide it well, but I can tell. There's videos that I've posted that I'm like, oh, my hip was hurting. Because I didn't foam roll before class. Or I'm like, damn, my spine was spining because I foam rolled before class. You know what I mean? And it's just, if you want to perform to your top quality and if you want to perform for a long time, up until your ripe ages, you have to take care of your body. That's probably going to be an upcoming episode about taking care of your body as a dancer, because it's important. If you don't want an injury, if you want to dance a long time, you have to. We just have one of those careers where you have to take care of your body. Like, you can't even afford not to. But yeah, super important. Warm up before they even warm up. Just go ahead and do it. And the last one that Heather had for us. Thank you so much, Heather. She's just a beacon of knowledge. A beacon of knowledge. Corny. She says, use body positive language when speaking to yourself and others. An example, this is my dominant leg instead of this is my bad leg. I like this too because your body's always listening to you. Isn't there a book about that? Like, well, I don't know what the book is about. Let's not reference things we don't know, friend. But yeah, I think it is important to talk that kind of positivity into your body. Rubbing, I like to rub my legs and be like, you did a good job. Knees, you're doing so good. Thank you so much. Like, just when I'm getting like down on myself, I'm like, wait, hold up. My body woke up at fucking 5. My body went and had 8 patients today. My body came home. I fed it, I'm intermittent fasting, so it's running on that. It's getting all ready for class. It's doing crunches, and then I'm going to class, doing a great job, and I want to be upset that I didn't do this, and this, or something. You know what I mean? Like, girl, your body, you woke up. You can move. Okay? Your leg's not hurting. There was like a couple months ago, your leg, you woke up and you couldn't even walk because your leg was hurting. Why don't you be grateful? Talk to your leg with kindness. Thank you, leg. Thank you, arms. Okay? Thank you, core. Like, seriously, talk to your body. Have that relationship with your body. I know it sounds corny. Get off of my back. I know it sounds corny. But seriously, you get one body, guys. You get one fucking body. You have to take care of it. Love it. I be loving my body. I be like, oh, my body doing a good job. Ooh, Akila, I hope I'm saying Akila A.Kila says, learn the history of the dance over learning the history of the dance over learning the dance. Ooh, bars. Let me tell you something. It's so important to learn histories of certain styles. I'm not deep in the culture, but like Afro beats and like those kind of styles, it's rooted in like their history. You know what I'm saying? Each style is rooted in some sort of history. Modern is rooted in some sort of history. Ballet, like hip hop, like even when I go to hip hop classes, like some of the teachers I take with are like, nah, you guys are getting the choreography, but you don't get the feeling behind it because you guys don't know where it's coming from. Like, hip hop didn't originate in the studio. Do you know what I mean? The stew. And I'm like, you know what? That is so true. Like, I need to, like, I feel like I'd be feeling like I need to like get into the culture for real, the history for real, so then I can dance it for real. Do you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, any movement that you do, whether it's ballet, tap, jazz, modern, house, anything, like, it all has a story. If you just go in there and just learn the steps, it's just steps. There's no feeling. I had this discussion with one of my clients, shout out Fiona, where we were talking about like some of the first heels dancers were actually burlesque dancers, and a lot of people don't even be like learning anything about burlesque. You know what I'm saying? And you really just got to know the history. It's so important, you guys. Be a smart dancer too. You know what I mean? Like, if you love an art, if you truly appreciate an art, you should want to know everything about it. And it's like free knowledge. Google's free. I hate when people say that to my face. Google's free. It is though. Honestly, if you want to know something about where a dance is originating from, do some Googling. And like, yeah, it's just you can even take a class. I remember at college, I had to take dance history classes. I loved it. I think it was specific to modern styles. So, we were learning all those, but yeah, it's important. So you can really get the whole picture, the feeling, the story behind it. So learn the history before you learn the dance. All right. So Cece, hey Cece. Cece says, don't compare and stay on your growth and your path. Yep. Absolutely. 110%. Don't compare your journey. Look, if you keep looking over there, you can't focus on what's going on over here. You got to focus on yourself. And like I said, I know it's easier said than done, but you have to parent yourself. You have to parent yourself. What would you tell like 5-year-old you? I've been doing that lately. What would I tell 5-year-old Latte? Don't worry about how fast they're going, how slow they're going. Don't worry about what they're doing, what their style looks like. Don't worry about what their path. What are you doing? And how can we better what you got going on? That's what you need to be doing for yourself. You cannot worry about any other journey. No one's journey looks the same. It's your relationship with your own self and your own dance and movement. You can look at others for inspiration, but don't get too far off track. Get right back on track and worry about your own lane. Love the lane that you're in. No one does it like you, baby. No one. Serafina Wanderlust, Tiger Roll. She says, don't dance in the front if you are a new student / new to the style. This one's funny. Okay. So two sides of this. Okay. One, if you are new and you're dancing in front, I'm very proud of you. I love the confidence. You go get them, Tiger. Okay. I got you. Number two, I do think there is a time and place when it's important to pull it back a little and watch. Pull it back a little and observe. Read the room, as they say. It's totally like, and I know people stand in front for different reasons. Like, I can't see. Okay, cool. Maybe like line 2, maybe line 3. Like, I'd be standing like right behind the teacher, but like 2 rows back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like not in the front, but I could see perfectly fine. Do you know what I'm saying? So give yourself, the advantage of being able to see, but it might, if you're completely new, it might be advantageous to step it back just a little bit so you can see how other people are hitting shit. Do you know what I'm saying? How other people are doing a certain step and okay, so I get that swag. Okay, and she's doing this. Okay, so they do it like this. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important to be an observer. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make you any less of a dancer just because you got to scooch it back a little bit. And I think that's very important. Now, if you're a more advanced dancer and you see someone doing this, I don't think it's your place to tell them to scooch to the back. I think as an advanced dancer, you should be respectful and give yourself the challenge of the extra distraction. Now, that's just my little take on it. You don't have to do what you want to do. But if someone is like new and they're standing in front of me and it's very distracting, I use that as an opportunity to learn, to kind of try to deal with the distraction. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be professional or what? Like, this is class. It's for everybody. They paid $20 just like I paid $20. My $20 is no better than anybody else's $20 for me to be telling them to get to the back. Okay. So if you're a more advanced dancer, give the new dancers grace. And like I said, you don't got to take my advice. You don't have to do anything. I'm just saying what I do. Give them some grace. Use it as a chance to test your attention. Really, everything's a test. Life is a test. This is how I deal with everything, to be honest. I'd be like, how can I get through this in a non-confrontational way? Life is a test. You're going to be tested. People are going to stand in front of you. They don't know what they're doing. It's fine. It's fine. And if you're that person standing in the front, that's fine. Do you? But it would be maybe advantageous to scoot you back, read the room, and just catch a vibe. Okay. And then you can go back to the front. It's totally fine. Pete from 88, who is Pete anyway? He says, someone being better than you is not a threat. You are still deserving and no less valuable. Oh my God. That's one of my newer favorites affirmations right now. Like, the art that I can contribute is so valuable. My art that I can contribute, my perception on the art is so valuable, because you are, especially here in LA, oh my God, everyone's so amazing. Everyone's amazing. Not only are they dancers, they're singers, they're models, they're actors, they're so fucking amazing. They're so talented. And guess what? You're always going to be around somebody better. And if you're the best, guess what? You're not going to be the best forever. No. And that's a good thing. You're going to use that as inspiration. Okay. You're not going to take it as, oh shit, I'm not number one. Okay. That would be boring anyways. Is lonely at the top or something? I don't know what Drake says. But you're no less deserving, Pete says. He says you're no less deserving. You're no less valuable. And you got to really let that sink in. You have to let that sink in. It doesn't matter what level they're on. If they're on level 16 and you're on level 4, that's fine. You still have stuff to contribute because you have your own experience with life and your own experience with dance and movement. So look at these people, get the inspiration you need, and know in your heart you can also contribute value in that way, in whatever way that you choose to bring. But if you spend too much time looking at other people, you're never going to find that value in yourself. You have to have that value and know that value in yourself before you can even bring it to the table for other people. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to find that for yourself, believe it, feel it, and then pull up to the table with these people. So I agree. Let's see. Sabrina. What's up, girl? Sabrina says, do not allow anyone to make you feel less than, no matter if they're another dancer or instructor. They could be projecting. Ooh, I love that she threw instructor out there. Because like dancers, I feel like, we're on the same like playing field, but there's definitely instructors out there that be having bad days. Okay. There's instructors out there that teach for the wrong reasons. There's instructors out there that may not have the best interest for you. And that's just what it is. Like, that's life and that's the world. You know what I'm saying? I would love to say that everybody is just so loving and caring, but they're not. Okay. And your job as an individual is to protect yourself and do what's right for you. And, the way I like to go through life is I give people the benefit of the doubt. But the minute you do something weird, I clock you. And I got to protect myself first. That doesn't mean I'm going to like be rude or mean or whatever. But someone could be projecting. And you have to understand that it has nothing to do with you. Do you know what I'm saying? So disconnect yourself from like the emotions maybe that they're giving off, or you're picking up from them. I feel like as dancers we're intuitive, so we might feel those things. And don't take it personally, because shit, someone could be having a bad day. Maybe, I don't know, they got kicked out of the apartment. Maybe their dog ran away. Maybe they had a really shitty shift. You really have no idea. You have no idea what people be going through. But don't take what they're saying or what they're doing or how they're acting and let that, place any value on you. Okay? Because they could be going through their own shit, and you just keep that over there at arm's distance. Doesn't mean you have to be rude or anything back or this or that, but just you keep it there to protect yourself. Okay. And like Sabrina said, it could be even an instructor. It really could be. It could be a doctor, it could be a lawyer, it could be a police officer, it could be anybody of higher authority than you. It could be anybody in the world. But you really have to just look at people and just understand that everyone's a normal fucking human. And we're all susceptible to our own anguish and grief and anger and, bad thoughts. We can all fall victim to that. And so the minute you start realizing that people are just operating on a level of selfishness, then you can start realizing that everything that people do is not for you or because of you or aimed at you. And so that's why no one will ever mess up my day, because if someone is rude to me, like my patients or my manager or a dancer, I'm just kind of like, all right, they must be going through it. That has nothing to do with me later. Like, but you really have to keep that distance. And it sucks. I wish the world was a warm and fluffy place, but I think we all know that it's not, so I think it's important to have boundaries. I'm a big fan of boundaries, even with your family. Like your family could be the ones trying to make you feel less than or projecting, right? I think most of us have experienced that. And can't take it personal. You really can't. And they might even try to make it personal, and you really have to just disconnect and just keep it at arm's distance and let them work through their own shit. It just is what it is. So thank you, Sabrina. Iris, she says, don't let fear stop you from achieving what you want. Ooh, another bars. You could be scared as shit and still do something. Oh, I know. Shocking. You could be scared shitless. There's been so many times that I was scared, just shaking, about to have a panic attack even. Oh my God. Every time before we film, I don't know what it is. I'd be like having like just a mini panic attack, just real quick. And then I try to transform that energy into excitement, right? Because you get the same kind of fight or flight feeling, right? Before a roller coaster. And that's fun. Or before like a concert, or like a big date, or just like something positive, right? So when I have these experiences that are like, fuck, I'm going into an audition, I'm about to film, like I'm doing a solo, something like that, I try to be like, woo, like, oh, sorry, I know that was loud, guys. I'm working on not being jarring. I'd be like, whoa, and like, here we go, like this is gonna be so much fun, like gaslight yourself, you guys already know. So try to transfer those emotions of fear into excitement, and never let that feeling back you out of doing something. You guys already know how I feel about feelings. They don't mean shit. They don't. I mean, feelings are not a good reason not to do something. It's just not. I woke up and I just was scared, so I didn't go to class. And okay. So, like, no one cares how you feel, okay? You do it anyways. If that was their plan to do it, if your plan was to, go to a class and get called out, or go to a class and try to go to that audition, or, submit to an agency, whatever, like, if you're scared, you still need to do it. You're going to be scared. So just accept the fear and work with it. Try to transcribe that energy. It's not transcribe. What is the word? Transcend? I can't remember. You get the drift. Anna Banana, hey girl, she says, it's okay to let your body rest. If anything, that's what it needs to become better. Again, I cannot stress the importance of taking care of your body. Thanking your body. Let your body chill, bro. You make your body do a lot, okay? Let your body rest. A lot of times when I'm hitting a plateau, or I think I am, and I'm like, dude, I'm not getting better. Like, I just need to like sleep. I need to sleep. I need to get a massage. Like, I have a massage booked this weekend. I'm so excited. I need to get a massage, do an ice bath. Oh God. All those kind of things. Just relax a little, and I feel so much better. I've been not chilling, but I've been slowing down a little bit on the classes I take per day. Like last month I was taking like 3 classes per day, every single day. And my hamstring was flaring up. You guys know I have this injury that I'm working with, and it was like really unhappy. It was so unhappy. I was having a hard fucking time. And then this month I've taken a different approach, where I'm just like kind of intuitive taking classes and taking different styles of classes, and investing in like privates, and like good quality privates that like stretch you out, and resting, just digging around. If I want to lay in bed, I'm fucking laying in bed. You know what I'm saying? And hamstring, it's like 70% healed again. Like, I feel like, not like I did before, but way more healed than last month. And all I needed to do was rest, like give myself a little break. If you are one that tends to do a lot like I do, Schedule in the rest days, like on your calendar. Right, I literally write in rest day, and I don't do anything that day. I think it's important to be intentional, so then that way you don't feel like, fuck, I'm falling behind. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how it is. Like, you go and you go and you go, you get burnt out, you get, upset with yourself, and then you go harder, you get burnt out. It's a cycle. So if you put things in place to break that cycle, you're not going to feel burnt out by Friday and then have to fuck off all of your progress Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You know what I'm saying? So schedule in the rest days so that you know that you have designated days where you're resting your body, and give yourself grace, and tell yourself how much you love your body, how grateful you are for your body for working so hard for you. Your body works so hard. Thank you, legs. Rosie, hey girl, Rosie, my girl. She says, focus on creating your own movement rather than looking exactly like the teacher or the person next to you. Shout, I know that's right, Rosie. Listen, I'm a recovering perfectionist, okay, because I have relapses sometimes, and I'm learning this actually in hip hop. That's why I love hip hop so much. Not that other styles are not like this, but I feel like hip hop's so much more like, it's like more expression. Like, you guys know I come from a ballet background, and it's very much clean, and it's very precise, especially Chiquetti. Oh my God. Chiquetti is dancing, like they say, it's dancing in a straitjacket. That's literally what I did my entire childhood. So when I go to hip hop class sometimes, or this is pretty much hip hop, this happens. I go to hip hop and I watch other people and I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And the choreographer is like, yeah, I like how they put themselves in it and da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Which is so ridiculous because, yeah, like I get it. And I'm just like, so now, what do the cool kids call it? Choices? Yeah, it's the choices. So when I'm going to class and I'm taking class, I'm like, oh, okay, so how am I hitting this? Like, how would I, like, the choreography? Yes. But like, how does Latte hit the choreography? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what's my choice? And so it's really hard because I see people hitting choices left and right. And I'm like, damn, okay, whoa. But you have to practice. You know what I'm saying? You don't just like wake up one day and you got like mad style. You know what I mean? Like, you need to practice little moments. And so I feel like the more I'm doing stuff, I like break out of my perfection, right? Because I feel like, getting the choreography is not my main problem right now, or my problem. Usually it's like breaking away from the perfection and trying to go and create my own swag in it and my own like story through it now, that's the hard part for me. So retention, I'm like, I got it now, for the most part, most days. But like, how do I tell this story? Like, how do I put my little spin on it? And that's the way I try to stretch my brain. So Rosie's absolutely right. Like, and no one's gonna do it like you. And no one's going to do it like them. So you watch them, say that's cool, get inspiration, and then like do it like you. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Rosie. I 100% agree. That's my girl. And Heaven. Hi, Heaven. She also says, hard, but stop comparing yourself. Keep your eyes open for inspiration to learn from each other, though. Exactly. Like drawing on the last piece of advice as well. Don't compare. Like, and it's hard. Like, we're telling you it's hard. It's hard. Don't compare. But definitely keep your eyes out. Be inspired. I know during groups, like when everyone's going in groups, right? Oh man, like I just want to like zone out in the mirror and like do my own thing and focus on trying to get the choreo down. That's great, but then you're missing all the opportunities to see how people freaked that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like lately, I've just been taking classes with a different mindset. But when it comes to watching groups, or groups are going, I be watching now. Like I'm more like, fuck it. I'm going to trust my body. If I don't know it by now, I don't know it. Like, I'm not going to stress myself out. Like, doing it to the mirror 1,000 times is not going to fix anything. But I'm going to watch other people and see how, and really see their musicality and see how they hit things. And see how they breathe and see how they, are more grounded or things like that. See their facials. Are they more relaxed? Are they more aggressive? Are they hitting things? Are they smooth? And getting inspiration like that, and not comparing, but getting inspiration. And it's hard because, you know, sometimes you see someone that's completely different from you and you're like, damn, I like them. I like how they hit that. Damn, I suck, you know, but it's not that. And somebody else is also looking at you. Look at, I know no, they're not. Yes, they fucking are. Someone is looking at you and they're saying the same thing. They're like, damn, I like how she hits that. Like, she's so cool. She's hitting this way. She's doing that. But if you're so focused on, damn, I suck, and not finding out what works for you, you can't give inspiration to other people because you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck. So it's hard. Don't compare, but definitely keep your eyes open for inspiration. Thanks, Heaven. Fiona, that's my girl, Fiona. Hey, girl. She says, if one wants to create stars, one must be willing to let them be seen. I like this because in two aspects. So one, as a student, you're like, oh, I don't want to pop out and be so good, right? Like, I used to, you guys, please don't laugh at me. Oh my God. Okay. So I can't sing at all, right? Like, at all. And when I was younger, like, in my head, I was like, I'm going to be a singer. It's just like a matter of time. Guys, I don't even sing. Like, I really don't know. I thought I was going to be a pop star. Like, this was age like 5 or 6. I don't know. And I remember being like, oh, I can't sing. Like, they're going to know how good I am. Like family parties or like karaoke or like in front of my parents. Like, I'd be like, I don't want to sing because it's going to be a rap. Like, it's, oh my God. This is embarrassing. I'd be like, I don't want to sing because it's going to be a rap. Like, after that, like, I'm just too good. And like, it's going to be a pathway to fame. Like, in my head, you guys. And, fuck, where was I going with this? Yeah. So anyways, I was afraid to like sing, and I don't even like singing, but, I was afraid to be seen. And I feel like even sometimes, like when I first started dancing, before I was even really, maybe I'm just delusional. What the hell? When I first started dancing as a student, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to be in the front. Like, if I pop out, like, everyone's going to know it's a rap. I'm so good. But like, I don't know. I know I'm not the only one with this delusional mindset, but like, sometimes I'd be like, oh, I don't want to like outshine everyone. But here's the thing about that. I think you should because in my case, sometimes I need to be humbled so that I could get the gravity of the situation and get better. How about that? Sometimes I need to be like, no, let me go full out right now so that I could see that my full out is not as full out as I thought it was. So then I can become better. So that's something that I struggle with, my Delulu. I'm Delulu, you guys. I love living life Delulu. I think there's many benefits to being Delulu. So go ahead. Show them stars, baby. Show the people what you got. Because in the off chance that you are actually really fucking amazing, bro, there you have it. There you go. We saw you've been seen, you've been discovered. So never be afraid to just show out in the most way. Just be the most, because people are going to love it. And the off chance, and the other off chance that you aren't as cool or as good as you thought, hey, learning opportunity. We love a learning opportunity. Be humble. You know what I'm saying? So to that. Now, secondly, as an instructor. So sometimes when I go to class, I'm in my instructor mindset where I'm like, I'm just going to be in the back. I don't want to, show my stars because I'm in the back. Or even if maybe you're not an instructor, but you're like, I'm just here taking class, from the back. You guys be good. Do your thing. Hold down the front. Like, I get it. But here's what I say to that. You need to inspire others, and others need to see you and be inspired by you. I don't care. You need to. Sometimes you need to show out because people need to be inspired by you. Like, why are you holding back? So when I get into that, I'm like, shit, damn it. I thought about it. Okay. I actually need to be in front. Sorry. I need to put myself in the front right now because I need to inspire others. I need to pick the energy up. I need to this or that or whatever the reasoning may be. But you really need to think of it as you have the responsibility to share your talents and your art and your stars. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to create stars, you need to let them be seen. Be seen. We want to see you. Thanks, Fiona. I says, what's up, girl? She says, stop looking outside for validation. Validate yourself and confidence will come. Ooh, again, a whole other episode on validation. You have to self-validate. You guys I just told that story. Like, in my head, I'm delusional. I'm amazing. I'm going to be the next Britney Spears. You can't tell me differently. I validated that for myself. Okay. And you really have to have that within yourself. If you have to be delusional, I'm so for the delusion. You guys know I love the gaslight yourself, baby. You have to know that you are the shit through and through, 100%. No one can take that away from you. And you have to tell yourself that. And when people are sleeping on you and not picking you or, not putting you in groups or, I don't know, not picking you at the audition or you're not on the company team or your second string, whatever. You need to just look at that situation and be like, all right, I'm still amazing. So, maybe what could I have changed to like suit your needs? But I know what I bring to the table. I know that I'm good regardless. So I don't know what it was, but and now don't notice how I said, what can I change, to suit your needs? But I'm the shit, because if you want to learn from an experience where maybe you're not getting chosen for an audition or a certain role or a team or something like that, you do want to learn from it. Like, if your goal is to be on the team, you can't just be like, psh, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm amazing. You have to if you want to be on that team, you got to look at it from like a very outside perspective and be like, okay, well, what did they need from me in order to fulfill that role? Okay, cool. Am I willing to sacrifice those things? Yeah, sure. And if I'm not, then fuck it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, know that you're the shit. Validate yourself. Okay. So you have that confidence, but at the same time, be receptive to what different roles and opportunities might need from you, and be able to be flexible enough to change that within yourself, but still hold true to your shit. Okay. Hold true to your shit. Don't let people take it away from you. I love that. You have to validate. Be Delulu. Hashtag Delulu. Baby J, what's up? Baby J says, speak highly to yourself. No, I can't. No, I don't know if I can do that. It creates a roadblock. Ooh, yes. The problem is not a problem until you say it's a problem. It's really not a problem until you say it is a problem. Do you see what I'm saying? Look, are you going to get the choreo? Are you not? You are until you say that you're not. And now you're really not. You know what I'm saying? You have to watch how you talk to yourself in class. This happens to me and it's a roller coaster. Y'all know I be taking with face off. Child, the first 8 count sometimes be taking me out. And I always know that by the end of class, I know it and I'm fine. But there's a midpoint in class where I start getting real negative. I'm like, ooh, maybe this is the class. I just don't know anything, which makes no sense. But I really have to like stop and like go get a drink of water. Let me go get a drink of water and just be like, okay, calm down. Calm down. It's just class. Whether you get this first 8 count or not, it's always the first fucking 8 count. It don't matter. And why are you letting that take you out? You know what I mean? I have to give myself like a little pep talk and say, stop talking like that. Yes, you can. And if you don't, what's going to happen? You're going to explode? I don't think so. So just knock it off. You have to parent yourself. Would you let 5-year-old you talk so negatively to yourself? You wouldn't. So don't let 20-year-old you do that. Don't let 30-year-old you, 50-year-old you, 100-year-old you do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Talk kindly to yourself. Awesome. Oh, Dominique got a long one for us. Let's see. Dominique says, healthy competition is normal and great motivation, but don't get caught up in comparison. As woo-woo as it sounds, comparison is the thief of joy. I have left class feeling absolutely defeated because I was so caught up in not being as great as the rest of the class. I dance because it makes me happy, not to be the best in the class. And I have to remind myself of that. Dominique, thank you so much for sharing that. I know so many people can resonate with this, really, truly. When we get to class, it becomes like a big comparison. I don't know if it's because we grew up, a lot of us grew up in competition. A lot of us grew in that competitive environment. Dance is a competitive sport. It's just natural. Like, it's not, it just comes with the territory. That's like saying like soccer's not competitive. Yes, it is. It's a sport. You're competing. That's the point. So it's hard to turn that off sometimes, but if you can use it, as motivation to get better, but then at the same time, understand that if you come up short or you're not the best or you're slower or somebody's better than you, that it's not the end of the world, and that you still love dance and that it's still something that fuels you and that you enjoy. It's really important to be able to do that. It's really hard to master that balance. And I think a lot of us go back and forth. Sometimes it's really easy, and sometimes we're in environments where it's really hard. But reminding yourself, like, sometimes I have to just be like, yo, I love dancing. What is going on? Like, when you get so serious on getting the choreo or looking a certain way or being just as good as so-and-so to your left or whatever, getting called out by the teacher, you have to be like, relax. Like, this is for me. Like, I took myself out to this class right now to have enjoyment, to move my body, to be grounded, to feel, to listen to music, and it becomes like this big competition thing. I think it's healthier for me, at least. The competition thing, if I'm competing with friends, like if I'm in a class and like it's a group of friends and we're like, bitch, watch me get this. Oh, bitch, watch me get this. Oh, you want to see me get called out by the teacher? Like, it's when it's an established banter. Like, if you're just in class and you're like, I'm gonna be better than this bitch, like, that's weird to me personally. I don't know what you do. That's what you do, baby. But if you're just like in your head, like, I'm gonna be better, I'm gonna get called out, I'm gonna do this, I don't think that's good. I think that's setting yourself up for false confidence and for fleeting confidence. Okay, you were good this time, and what about it? But if it's banter and it's established banter, like you're there with your friend, like if I'm in class with Brenda and we're like, bitch, drop that ass, who can drop it lower? It's funny and it's like fun competition, right? So get out of your head. Don't compete in your head. It's not a competition if you're doing it in your head. Okay, it's just like negative self-talk and stuff. So, and projecting. So make sure that it's truly the type of competition that's fun and engaging. Like, you guys know I told that story with me and my girl from back home where, we were both going out. I got a solo and my bitch, she took my solo. Okay, she was better, and we joked about it, and we worked on it at home together, and then I never got it back, and it was funny, and it was like just not that deep. But if it was something that like I was in my head about, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be better than her, I'm gonna get this solo, and then she took my solo, I would be hurt, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that it's established in your brain, this is healthy competition right now. This is fun. Okay. And not like, this is competition. This is do or fucking die. Like, whoa, that's a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? So reel it back. Remember that you having fun. You like dancing. Purr. Fiona, hey girl. She had another one for us. She said, ooh, I like this one. The formula is only as successful as the output. If the output is low, it's time to go back to the drawing board. Ooh, what's that quote about doing the same thing a million times and expecting different results? It's insanity or something along those lines. Very much. Yeah, like if you, and this is me, I'm constantly readjusting. For Q4, baby, we scrapped the old plan and we're on a new plan, a pathway. Same goal, just a whole different trying to do it. Okay. And, because you have to constantly readjust. And like, I said Q4 because I like to do it in increments of, whatever, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Because you need to give yourself enough time to see if the plan is actually working. Like, write your plan out, execute it. Does it work? No. Let's change it, but you need to give yourself enough time. Like 1 week is not enough time. Let me do this new workout at the gym for 2 weeks and like see if I have abs. Is that realistic? Maybe not. Like if you're a psycho, maybe, but if it's like, probably not. So like a span of like 3 months, 4 months, like for something that's very serious and large, I think that's good. I think that's really smart. So, assess your plan and guess what? Oh, I don't have a plan. Okay. Well then there you go. You got to get a plan going. You cannot just want to do something and just like expect that one day you're going to wake up and it's going to happen. It's not. And I say that in the nicest way possible. You have to go after what you want and nothing is impossible. You just need to tweak your plan. You really do. Anything is fucking possible. I'm like on a level of Kanye West, Delulu. You could do whatever the fuck you want. You just need to have a plan to do it. If you don't have a plan, it's not going to happen. That's that. Medi, I hope I'm saying this right. Medi says you don't have to take 1,000 million classes to become a better dancer. Taking classes is one way to learn, but there's so many other ways. Freestyling, going to clubs, sessions with friends, watching movies are all ways to become a better dancer. Life experience, baby. That has really made me such a better dancer. And I've said this before, like I physically probably was dancing so much more in my early 20s, 18, 19, 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day. And I'm a way better dancer now. Dance circles around 18-year-old me. Just the amount of maturity and the level of confidence I have in my movements. I just am so much more of a better dancer because I have life experience and I have experience from stopping dance and missing dance and loving dance and hating dance. And that's why dance is not just in the classroom. It's everywhere. Yeah. It's at the club. Like, when teachers will be like, oh, I'm going to give you an 8 count to freestyle. Just pretend you're in the club. Girl, if you ain't never been to a club, if you ain't never been in the section, you ain't never been in the section with the ballers throwing the money. You don't know what that's like. You don't know how to dance like that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go through some shit. You got to really live your life and then draw on those experiences. if you're doing a sexy piece, like Erin, I always tell her, I'm like, I was thinking about you in class. Like, I be thinking about my husband. We doing something sexy, or like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have these experiences to draw upon. Watch movies. Watching movies. When I first moved here, I started binge watching all the dance movies on Netflix just to catch a vibe. You know what I'm saying? And see what's a possibility. So. Dance is everywhere. Oh, that's so corny too. Dance is everywhere. It really is, though. I don't care how corny I am. Dance is literally everywhere. And you can get that inspiration and that experience from everything if you look at it that way. So don't just think you got to be in the class like all day, every day, because that's expensive. And there's just more joyful. There's other ways that are joyful that you could be becoming a better dancer. Beautiful. So we got through all of the pieces of advice that you guys sent in. So I'm going to leave you with one of my most favorite, coveted piece of advice from myself. And it is, do not get attached to any outcomes. You never know what better things life has in store for you. And this is just 110 freaking percent. You could want to do this, and this. You could want to dance for Drake and get signed and be on Broadway, okay? And if you never do any of those things, but you choreograph for Nicki Minaj and you go on tour with Cardi B and all other things, like, are you going to be depressed? No, you still had such an amazing dance career. You still touched so many people. You still did this and you still did that. If you get so attached to the outcome and what you think that everything is supposed to look like at the end, it's only setting yourself up for sadness, because nothing is ever turned out how you wanted it. Think about anything that you've ever wanted. Did it turn out exactly? No, never. And you could plan to a T, bro. Psycho, like, besides, I planned my entire wedding, planned it to a T. I was like, I know exactly the layout, everything. Okay. Did not look anything like how I planned it, because it turned out better. Oh, my wedding. But dance is the same way. Like, you really could plan everything to a T and have a whole plan, and you want to do this and that, and it's not going to turn out anything. But if you are open to all the other amazing things that it brings you, you're going to be such a happy person. I never thought I would have a podcast. This is the most random shit. I used to make fun of people with podcasts, and now I just love it, because I get to talk about dance. It makes me happy. I'm so consistent with it. It's such a cool way for me to meet other dancers and artists. So I'm so excited of what other things will turn out with it. I have no expectations for this either. So, but I love it. It's my baby. And, yeah, so just be open to what life brings you, because life is going to bring you cool shit, man, if you're just open to it. But all right, you guys, that's what I have for you this week. Make sure you send this over to a dancer, artist, or athlete that can use a little bit of advice in their life. Remember, I'm still giving you guys shout outs, because I'm so grateful that you guys tune in every single week. Leave me a 5-star rating, a like, a share, a comment, review, please. And I will give you a shout out on the next episode. And I hope you guys have a great week. Okay, we going into the weekend here. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.